Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany. How are you? We do anything fiber related on this channel and today is no different. I am standing in front of my glorious cabinet of yarn because we're going to do a yarn tour. So many people have requested it, just seeing all my yarn, all my stash. I'm going to try to keep it succinct. We're going to try to keep it short, but there's a lot of yarn. It is a goal of mine this year, if not the years to come, to kind of stash down, use up everything in my stash, don't overbuy. I think I just got swept up in it and I'm atoning for those sins and I'm trying to work my way through it. I've made a spreadsheet of almost all the yarn that I have, not all of like my scraps and stuff, but I'm trying to keep myself accountable. My goal is to use at least 20% of my yarn this year. Last year I did like some calculations based off of like where I started off at the beginning year until the end of the year, and I saw that I used about the math isn't like super accurate, like I'm kind of just getting a general gist, but I used about 15% of my original stash that I counted at the beginning of 2024. My goal is to use up about 15 to 20 as well. At the end of the video, I'll try to go through the sheet, and if you want, I can always add a link to the template and you guys can use it for yourself, because I feel like I can't be alone in this. So if you want to join me along this journey, let's use up our stash together. Obviously, do not compare your stash to mine. I am a knitwear designer. I've been buying yarn to make patterns with. So if you don't have this much yarn, good. The answer is you're one of the lucky ones and you've stayed strong with your knitting hobby. I also have like a side goal, which is to use up one of these bookcases and have it like completely free of yarn. Don't know when that goal's gonna finish, but that's kind of the goal. I currently have 3, so there's 3 of the same guys and we'll go in order. Okay, starting off super strong. We've got my Sandnes Garn, we have my Noro, and we have my miscellaneous wax yarn. And there are a lot of miscellaneous wax sections that take up a good portion of these cabinets. The fact that this is my only Sandnes Garn section pretty much is pretty good, I would say. So I have 4 costs. This is Sandnes Garn costs in the color 1014. I bought 4 in Scandinavia because I wanted to make a slip over. I wanted to make a fuzzy little slip over and I haven't had the chance. I have a couple miscellaneous sisus. These are all discontinued colors. I bought this when I went to Kelowna. I have yet to use these because it's like sport weight / fingering weight. It just gives you, it's not a lot of yarn, so I would recommend like buying 2 if you wanted to make a full sock, but me, I was like, ooh, discontinued colors. I did have a green one that I used for a lace sock and I was able to use up just 1 skein for 1 sock, so that's kind of the goal for these ones. Mandarin, petite. I've been meaning to make something with this. Again, I just haven't had, you just need that like kind of inspiration to get you through it. I don't know what I can really do with 2 skeins. Peer Gynt in this lovely tweed color. It is 2720. Bought this because I'd always wanted this color and I hadn't seen this anywhere, and so I bought it, I think in Germany. What can I do with 2? I don't know why. I don't know why I always think to like play yarn chicken with myself, because you cannot do very much with 2. Okay, so I have some alpaca Folgatrad that I've been meaning to use. I think it's in the marzipan color. Then also for some reason have 5 Sandnes Garn Sunday, the petite knit color in 1012. This again, it's 5, so I could probably make a sweater and just like add this onto something and use up this yarn easy peasy. I also have these 2 random Sandnes Garns Sunday. This is baby blue eyes and the pink color in 3511. I initially wanted to make a honey wash bag with this, but have changed my mind and I don't know what to do with this, but I love this color. This is like my favorite color ever. Okay, we're gonna go kind of off bookcase, but in here, Sandnes Garn costs. I bought this when I was in the Sandnes Garn outlet. I do want to make like a sweater of some sort with this, but I'm scared. And then I bought a ridiculous amount of this blue yarn in Sunday. It's 5846. It's coming a bit bright in the camera, but I think it's a little bit darker. I just have been dreaming about this color and I saw it and I wanted it, and I'm gonna make like a mock neck 2x2 ribbing potentially sweater with it. Next, my Noro stash. Okay, so first off, I have Crayon in the color 425. I've had this for so long. I want to make a slip over with it, but I'm, again, scared. I'm just very scared of this yarn because I think I want to be very specific with like how the colors change. And I know that like when you're knitting it flat and then when you knit it round, it changes like the level, you know, the levels of the stripes. So I have to be in a certain mindset to do this challenge. I have some of this yarn. It is, I don't remember, and I think it's discontinued, so sorry. I have this Noro Geshi in color 7. Again, the striping scares me, so I don't know what I want it to be, and so I'd rather it just be this. I have a slip over quantity of Noro 10 in color 3. I've been meaning to make a slip over, but I don't know what she should be, I guess. I have leftover from my chorizo, leftover from my Medora. I have some leftover kakigori. I also have their paper cotton one. This is Competo. I love Competo. Saying it wrong, obviously, but this is just like a beautiful cotton silk polyamide that I want to make a top for, but I haven't really decided what that is going to be. And then this is just like a bunch of saved Noro Garden Silk Sock Solos that I have them for my store because I love them so much, but I keep them because I want to make something from them. So we just have T10, S1, S2, which is their gray color, T82, and then I also have T16, which is like a kind of darker kind of looking Omitama. Yeah, and I also have this like Noro silk that I've been meaning to use. Is almost too precious that I don't want to ruin the project that could go with it. Next we have my tragic whack section. So we just have a bunch of their eco wool, which is pretty much all I'm think discontinued. Bunch, just an absurd amount. And then I also have quite a bit of their just the wool. It's quite a big, it's a like huge yarn. Okay, so for each shelf it has 2 levels with glass on them and then 2 shelving sections and then a bottom section that has doors on them. Will I be showing you anything from the doors? No. Yarn that I want to keep out because, you know, maybe if I have, you know, inspo, we'll pick it out right away. So this is kind of like my Scandi yarn. It has most of the stuff that I bought from Hillesvag. I mean, except these. This is my Yellholt. You guys know I'm saving this up for a beautiful project. Tinned. So this is this beautiful green. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. I have this green as well that I've been meaning to use, and I've been contemplating using it with Mohair, but again, I could probably get away with holding it single strand. They're Norsk Vilsa Lamel Garn, which I wanted to hold with something else to make maybe something beautifully gray, but I have so much gray right now, I'm kind of not feeling that at the moment. And then I have some Vilja, I don't know, in their ecru color. The second big bin, this is like most of my knitting for olive. I love knitting for olive. So this is Mushroom Rose in their merino. I have about a sweater's quantity, and then I also have the matching mohair for it. I had bought 2 of their compatible cashmere. It's in the color Nordic Beach. I don't know, I was initially gonna make a bra, but I'm like, am I really gonna wear that? Okay, I have 2. This is cotton merino in the gray lamb. I have 2 oatmeal. Why did I do this to myself? I've learned since buying this to always buy 3 skeins. If I think I only need 2, I have to buy a 3rd one because I can never make enough. This can only really give me like a really cropped cami top. So we'll see if I can pull something together with that. So this is the cotton merino in the navy blue color, and I also have this color in the dusty banana. So I bought this all when we were in Scandi. I also have a cotton merino in piglet, which I don't think this color suits my skin tone. If not, is exactly my same skin tone, so I will be dyeing this. I bought 2 of the pure silk in the cream color, and then bought an extra skein, and it was not a exact match. I just have a bunch of leftover from all of the 3 skein things or 6 skein things that I've had to buy just to hit gauge, and then have all this leftover yarn. So my goal is to kind of collect enough silk to make kind of like a striped thing, collect enough cotton, merino, and maybe make kind of like a striped something out of this. So the first one is just all of my boring yarn that I got to make some of the boring knits. I don't know if I'm going to make that because every time I tried to start it with the intended needle, I just never hit gauge, and so I was like, what is happening? But I would love to make sort of like a matching set kind of piece with this because it's such beautiful yarn. I guess my other crate, I have some miscellaneous, got some cotton yarn from Toronto from Romni wools. I just thought this would be a really cute bag, and I still think that I just haven't, like every time I try it doesn't work out, so I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to keep going. And then I also got from Romni just this like, I think threaded lace kind of yarn. I loved this blue. I thought to myself, wouldn't it be so beautiful to make like a lace kind of high neck dress with it, but I'm scared to try anything because the yarn is so small. Also miscellaneous stuff, I just have some thread yarn, and I also have some miscellaneous wool ease that I've been using to make pillows, and that's why this one skein is used and the other one isn't. I have been trying to make 2 pillows and just haven't had the chance to make a pillow with it. I have the rest of my Filcolana, which isn't a lot. I don't have a lot of Filcolana, which is a shame, but it makes me feel good because I have been using the ones that I've been buying kind of thing. So this is just 3 Pernilla. I wanted to try it out. It's in the color 978, and I don't know what to make with it. Oh my god, maybe I make a snood. Okay, I'm gonna keep this out because I might want to make a snood with this. I have 2 of their Merci, which I have been meaning to make an add-on piece for my, I think the Wednesday or the Saturday top. So I have 2 skeins of the Alva. The Alva is so fluffy and beautiful. I do really think this is the loveliest yarn. I think it would be stunning held like second strand with something, but I kind of want her to shine by itself. Okay, now we go on to the bottom section. The bottom section has 6 of those little crates. So I have leftover of my Hobbii Friends yarn. I still have this gray, which I've already finished my V-neck sweater with, so I'm like, that's a lot of leftover. I don't know what to do with. I also just have a cream. I have 2 different types of creams, and I get the colors mixed up every time. They look exactly the same, so I have to keep the labels on them because I don't want to risk mixing them up. I also have a section of this Hobbii yarn that I got. It's the twister. It's 55 cotton, 45 acrylic, and it's actually really nice to work with. I was quite surprised how nice it was. I held this with like 2 other strands to make the Alice top, and I really liked it. I could easily use this skein and make like a really nice just top by itself. Look at this, like imagine this blue by itself as like a top, even like this pink as a top. This, I think, would all look super nice. I have this sad miscellaneous of my Fayuhi. I've been meaning to make a colorwork piece with the leftover, but just kind of sits quite sadly. I have all of the cashmere that I treated myself to. I did use one for a scarf, which I love. I need to find projects to make with this because I want to challenge myself to only make something with 1 skein because these can get quite spency. I have some extra skeins of this patent classic wool DK superwash. I bought this to make a sweater for my friend's boyfriend. And then I just have 2 caked skeins of my Briggs & Little Sport. I love these so badly, and I wish so much to find a piece to make with something, but I haven't found that thing yet. I have quite a bit of miscellaneous black that you'll see kind of everywhere. So I have some ancient yarn. They're kind of different dye mots. I have some Sandnes Garn tin line that I have also been meaning to use with something because it's such a beautiful yarn. I do highly recommend the tin line. I don't know what this is, but I think it's an Isager. I have random mohair. This is the fluffy yarn. This is probably some drops, and then this is Lynn. I don't know why I have that here. Okay, so this is bookcase number 2. I'll start off just to mention this is a little different than the other ones, and it has a bottom shelf, but I just have My sewing machine's in here, so I do feel good about like having this section empty. So I'm happy that that was cleared because there used to be yarn in here, but I was able to finesse my way through it. All of my knitting books, I have quite a bunch of them, and I've color coordinated it to be the rainbow. We have more whack, okay? I have my drops section, and then I think most of this is my Isager, and then around here I think is miscellaneous white yarn. So this is some red yarn. I have some red mohair that I've been meaning to mix with this, and I've been wanting to make like a croissant cardigan long sleeve. I haven't had the chance, but it is in kind of my goal list. Some leftover Nepal from my striped sweater, so we'll have to find use for that. A bunch of drops daisies. Ignore the state of which it is in. I have a bunch of drops muscat. I had always intended to make biker shorts, but I don't see myself ever wearing like a knitted biker short kind of on the casual. Yet to come up with a pattern for this, maybe just use it kind of miscellaneous here or there. I do have some leftover saffron. I did use this for the Alice top and I really liked it. I think it was great cotton and it's so cheap for what it is, and I wish I could buy more. But again, yarn ban. I have a couple drops Nord I had been meaning to make socks with. I did make socks with this dark blue one, and this is what I have left over, so I'm kind of like, what do I do with this? I have some drops Fable. I was gonna make a sock with this, but I might frog the sock and just make like a white one and a blue one. Drops Alpaca, and then I have some drops Alaska, which I die for. I love drops Alaska. Don't know what to use with this amount, but it's gorgeous. I think I just have some like miscellaneous flora kind of lying around just because I love holding this double with something. This is all of my Isager. This is some Tiffany. I got black and white because I'm basic. More Tiffany. Isager Trio that I've been meaning to use, but it's quite a thin yarn, so I do think I need to hold it with something else. Kind of that's why I wanted to mix it with the cotton merino. I've left over from their linen one. I don't want to take it out, but I just have a bunch of Maryland and Horror Organic. I feel like maybe like a boat neck top and like a midi skirt would be so cute. I have my Spinny, which I've been also meaning to use. My Alpaca 2, which I am currently working on something with, so very excited about that. Horror Organic is your tweed in the gray. It's literally the most beautiful thing. I will be making like a cabled slip over with this. We just have to find the time and the pattern, you know. I have 4 of the Eco Baby. It was on sale at Knitting Loft and that was crazy of me, but I definitely should look up some patterns on Ravelry to see what people make with this yarn. I have a sock yarn. I also have a white one, which I don't know where I put that, but that's fine. I have a gray one as well. This is Alpaca 1 in the color Sky, which I freaking love, and I also have Sky in the Highland wool. So Gina colors. I just haven't decided on what to make with them because I feel like these are both standalone yarns that I wouldn't really want to mix with anything, and I just haven't had the more like patience to work with a 4mm and bind like the perfect piece to make with each of these yarns. So much whack yarn. Finita, gray Finita, which I think again I could mix this with something easily and make a sweater. Baby wool, which I used to make the Jenny jacket, which was so lovely. Like this, it's so soft, this yarn. I just don't wear it the Jenny enough. I have some of their recycled yarn because I was like, I could for sure use this for a top, but it kind of feels a little bit too rough. I probably would make some sort of home deco thing. This isn't even all of it. More Finita. I just bought so much of the white Finita yarn and then kept frogging them because the piece just wouldn't work. I don't know what I was thinking about that. Some navy Finita, which I love this navy, so I can't even part with it. It's so beautiful. I have some of their camel Finita. I don't know, I really love the Finita, and I do think I need to get myself to use some of it. And then I just have a ton of their Mary wool. I gotten this as a gift because it was like in a kit. And it's in their beige color. I also got some of their bling bling yarn. This is just like not my color. I don't know. I think I just think to myself, oh, maybe I can use this. But it truly just sits in here. Final section. Here we go. This is slightly more miscellaneous. I feel like as time goes by, you can see things get a little messy. It's more like my hand-dyed yarn, some like bulk black yarn, some Knitcrate we're trying to like use up as well. So this is some black yarn. We've got a bunch of finita. This ball, 3 strands, so it's 2 strands are of the Wool in the Gang kind of alpaca yarn, and I held 1 strand of Coast. I also have some frogged stuff of blouse number 1. I think I held this 1 strand of Coast. Must have been Merino from Sandnes Garn. A miscellaneous drops Lima. My second black section. All these yarns kind of have a project to go with it. Like I know exactly what I want to make and just like a bunch of basics that need to be in my wardrobe. Just knitting takes forever. This is BC Garn Samela. Gonna make a turtleneck with jaw wool. I'm hoping to hold like as a secondary yarn. And then, ooh, okay, I can put my Flora here, but this is just more drops Lima mixed with like some drops Flora. I made a slip over and a cardigan, so my next ones are a turtleneck and just a basic crew neck. I have some Nordic Yarn Eco Cashmere. I had treated myself to essentially like a sweater quantity of 2 colors, brown and 1 in the black. I had made the poppy tee with the black and now I have 1 left over. So I would love to find some sort of small, beautiful piece with this. Maybe like a black hat, because again, I have been dreaming of a black hat, and then of this brown. I am hoping to make like a cashmere scarf. I think it'd be really nice with the yarn that I have, and I am tempted to recreate this one that I saw on Aritzia. Okay, this is miscellaneous yarn that I got from Hobbii. It's Happy Sheep baby wool. I had made it because I was going to make Stein Goya kind of checkered cardigan sweater thing that I saw Kendall Jenner wear. Now I just have it left over that need to be used. This guy is my Knitcrate. This is the Andine wools. It's DK weight. I think it's like an alpaca wool mix potentially, but I just bought 2 sweater quantities of an orange and green because I think they were really on sale, and I'd ask everybody, I was like, is green and orange too bright for like a sweater or like something to knit? And everyone was like, no, go for it, do it. And I have been scared ever since, and that was like 4 years ago, to make anything with it. I think this green though is so beautiful. I do think I would love to be able to pull something off with this. And same with the orange. Like, I do think that they're beautiful statement pieces. I just haven't the inspiration, I think. It's just like trying to find a pattern that I'm going to wear with it. I need to be quite diligent and certain, because I don't want to just start something and make it and then not wear it. I guess I can quickly talk about some of my Holst. No one trusts me with their 1 color bags, because I will buy every single one of them. This is the Coast and Ivory. Again, would be a beautiful top, so I'm just like saving her for an occasion. This is Nougat, but it's also mixed. I have some leftover of, I think it's the mushroom color in Coast that I used for my V-neck slipover. Their miscellaneous colored bag, which I have also wanted to do something with, but I'm scared because anytime I want to do stripes or do some sort of like multicolored thing, I second guess every single color selection I've ever thought of, ever. Then I also have this super soft in their slate gray, and then this is their gray one in putty, which I made for the Monday top. Not shown, but actually in my bookcase I have cones that just kind of sit, but these are Holst, so I thought I might as well mention this is super soft in almond. The Coast, I got Coast in black. This is all of my pretty much like hand-dyed yarn that I bought from other people, and just a couple skeins here and there. These 2 are from, I think, the Okanagan Dye Works. I bought at Knit City, Madeline Tosh, in, I think it must have been their sport weight cashmere or something. I'm planning on mixing it with my Isager Mohair, just because it came out so beautifully in this little swatch. This is Ancient Arts. I really liked the colorway of it. This is Cislyric in one of the colors. I think this is, I actually have no idea what this is. If you do want to know, I do have kind of hauls of these in previous videos that you can probably go check out and see. Again, Cislyric. I have these twist and shouts, which I should probably find a use for. I have this walk set that was gifted by a subscriber, and I've been meaning to use this for something. Bought these 3 skeins from Dragon Strings. I had just really liked the different colors and I wanted to try them out. But again, I'm so intimidated by these. I don't know why. I was so confident in making something with them. And then I have one Shane fiber, which I really liked because it was quite pastel-y and beautiful. It's a beautiful yarn that I got from, I think it was Loop Yarns in the UK. I loved this yarn and I'm trying to hold it with one strand. I think this is the Capard. I don't know, I like to make swatches and then think like, okay, yeah, this is a good set. She'll go great together, and then kind of put her on a shelf and forget about it and then remember that I should make something with it. I just have some, it's like a mixture of Kensington Prairie Farm. I have Chameleon Fiber Co. and this like the Merino Sport. It's in the color Delilah. It's so pretty. I've been meaning to make something with it, but kind of like when you start something and then it doesn't work out and you have to frog it, it's such a huge barrier to kind of get over the fact that you did all that work and then it came to be nothing, and then try to work something else with that. And then I just have the matching mohair. A bunch of this Kensington DK alpaca yarn. I have like a sweater quantity. It was like 40% off, so I had to do it to them. I do plan on making maybe a cardigan. I have to see how slouchy it is, so I'm gonna probably make a swatch and see. I have so much of this left over from the tabby glove that I want to use for something, but I haven't decided. We have a double knitting blend. It's 85% alpaca, 15% Tusa silk. And then I also have their alpaca sport blend, which is also 85% alpaca, 15 bleached Tusa silk. I think this is like slightly more leaning DK, but still sport. This is more giving fingering sport. And then I just have their Indicita DK yarn in the baby alpaca. It's super soft. It's like the loveliest thing I've ever felt. We just have, these are two of my hand spun. I hand spun these. I have been too scared to make anything with them because I'm like, these are definitely not gonna hold up, but I kind of keep them as like, as kind of like trophies for myself. These two yarns, they're so stunning, from this ranch in Vancouver. It's I think it's called Destero Ranch. I loved this. I saw this at Knit City. They had made a houndstooth scarf with these yarns, so I would love to weave something with these yarns, and these have just been kind of sitting wanting to be a scarf, but I have yet to build the confidence. I feel like I need to weave a little bit more in order to know like how much to cut. Okay, I swear we're so close to being done. I know it probably, all of these cabinets just look like the same over and over again, and that's how I feel too. I'm like, oh my gosh, Tiffany, how do we have so much yarn? This has gotten out of hand. Yes, I think so too. All of my Simply Wool worsted in the bulky weight yarn. So if you can see, I have quite a lot of this. I bought this because I feel like they must have made a mistake or something. It was like discounted so much. I think the skein is like $7 USD, maybe more. Maybe that was the sale price, but the sale that I got it for was like $4 USD. I feel like they were just trying to get rid of them or something. So I just bought a ton, and I've never seen it be on sale like that ever again. So this is the Simply Wool worsted from Knitpicks. I just bought a bunch of them because I really loved the Simply Wool worsted. This is kind of like my backup yarn if I'm ever in need of like a really nice like rustic-y-esque type of cream yarn. From here I have this fuzzy yarn I got from Koigu from Knit City, Toronto. I still want to make something with this. I'm so scared of it, but it looks so fun. Like maybe like a fuzzy hat. I have, this is also, I'm pretty sure, from Koigu. I just was obsessed. I'm still obsessed with like DK weight, essentially. Mohair pieces, and I just feel like a nice kind of colored cardigan. If I can get away with kind of making something cardigan with this, I think I would die. And then also I was just, I guess, obsessed with Koigu. I bought their Emmy, which I have swatched. It is a very nice striping, and I think I would love it. I just am scared of stripes. Like, I love neutrals, I love basics, but then sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I want something colorful, but it's so intimidating that I think I just get in my head about it. I have some Viking garn. This is the only Viking garn I've ever been able to get. It's 60% baby alpaca, 11% merino, 29% nylon. I wanted to make a balaclava with this. I still do. I just haven't started it. Again, if you've been following me for this year, I don't want to start like a bunch of pieces. I don't want to just like start things and not finish them. So I've been really intentional with the things that I've been starting, and I'm glad that at least I have a project in mind and I know I want to do it, and I still want to do it after all this time I've been looking at this yarn. And then I just have a bunch of sock stuff. So this is Wool and the Gang Night Fever Navy. I loved the speckles on this, and it was just enough to make like a nice length sock. I also then have miscellaneous sock yarns that I do want to use stuff with. They're all, I think, jaw wool. And I just bought single skeins because I guess I like almost ankle socks. And then I bought this Regia DK weight, the only DK weight sock yarns I had seen, and I really like Regia. It's so hefty. I think it's like 100 grams. Oh yeah, it's so hefty. It's 150 grams, which I really liked because I felt like I could make quite long socks with these, and the color is just so gorgeous. I would love to do like a ribbing of some sort, but I haven't decided yet. I think this is the last from this bookshelf. You guys know we got some Regia tweed. I bought 3 skeins because I was like, yeah, for sure, I'm for sure gonna use this for a sweater, and then never used it for a sweater. I did end up using some of it for a pillow, which was really nice, and I've used it for the terrazzo bag. It's like nice, you know, kind of just to have when you have that little inspiration to make something like a little quirky. Manos still Uruguay, but this is the yarn that I used for the brioche cardigan, so I only have 1 more skein of this. I have a bunch of Queensland yarn. I had bought some because my supplier had it, and a bunch of nice cotton, and I was kind of on the hunt for some cotton. I have the BC Garn soft silk that I've also been meaning to use. I just don't know if I am obsessed with this color or not, so I think that's what throws me. Feeling of it, I feel like, is worse than the pure silk from Knitting for Olive. Like, I feel like it's gonna feel a bit ropey and like sleek and slippery. I have more Manos still Uruguay. I fell in love with their red, so I had to pick it up. And then I have some Rauma fennel. What I'll end up doing is maybe making like a brioche sweater, because I think it'd be really nice with this yarn mixed with a mohair. My brioche obsession continues. Funny enough, I have Biches and Bouches the Petite Lamb's wool, and it looks almost identical. I have some miscellaneous Wool and the Gang Happy Cotton. I have so much yarn and so much potential for pieces that like that's why like mentally I just can't justify buying more yarn, because there's just like so many things that I want to make, and buying more yarn prevents me from making it. But I feel like I was making all these impulse spending decisions because it like made me happy in the moment. And yeah, like finally being able to like be over that, I feel really good. Like, even though it doesn't look like it, I know it doesn't look like it's going down, but I can feel it going down like slowly but surely, and that alone has been giving me like a great source of like happiness, instead of like the queue getting longer and longer and like feeling unable to even accomplish any of the stuff in the queue. The queue is just getting shorter and shorter. So getting back to it, we have some miscellaneous. This is Lion brand Rewind tape yarn. I bought some because I wanted to try out making like a purse or something. I had attempted something, but I think I'm gonna frog it because I wasn't really in love with it. I have some miscellaneous white yarn that I don't really want to talk about, so you can just see it for all of its glory. Okay, so you thought that was all? It is not. If you did not see in one of the previous clips, there are actually like a billion tubs at the top as well. That is slightly an issue. Another one of my goals is to be able to get rid of all of the tubs at the top and just have it completely clear. Currently they hold very, very miscellaneous yarns and most of my mohair. So if you had noticed, you're like, Tiffany, where's all your mohair? I for some reason love to keep them all in the same place, even if they're different brands. This is some Knitcrate yarn that I like to pretend is not here. What I will do with it, I don't know, but sometimes I like to just keep kind of like a set of miscellaneous yarns that I can like give to people, because a lot of people will ask me for like materials if they're just starting out and like don't want to get anything. So sometimes like I'll give some of the stuff to my sister for her to try out. So have this beautiful little bag, holds some leftover Rowan yarn that I used for my brioche hat, this Koigu haul, Rosa Pomar. I love this yarn. I still want to make something with it. I'm just so scared of not finding the right thing. I have this Lang Mill Colory Baby, which again, I've just been too scared to try. I think I need to swatch it to see what will come of it, but I do want to make something cute. And then I just have my 2 Lang Clouds that just sit in this bag because I just thought to put all my colorful yarns in this one section, I guess. I have this is my miscellaneous acrylic stuff. I'll go through it kind of quickly. I mean, it also holds, I have some Wool in the Gang Take Care Mohair. I got some when I was making one of their pieces, and I don't know what to do with them because they're all like kind of random. I want to use them because it is really nice yarn. Bought this Loops and Thread because we went on this little spree, I guess, of Michaels. No one trusts me to ever go into a Michaels again, but I just wanted to try some of their acrylic blends, and I actually don't mind it. It's quite nice. I have a couple cotton. This one's in more of a cream, this one's more white, but sometimes I think, oh, maybe I'll need this for like a home deco situation. Like maybe I want to make a washcloth. Like at least I have like abundance of yarn for some reason. I'm like, yeah, of course. So I just kind of have this because I thought it was so cool. It's recycled plastic. It was on sale and it's just like this really fun yellow color. I don't know what I'm gonna make with that, but that's fine. Bought this because I've always wanted to try the Wool brand yarn Wool Ease Thick and Quick. Just because I was obsessed with DeBrasse for like a good moment, and she used this a bunch, so I was hoping to get some inspiration here and haven't yet. I also bought this yarn, sorry I don't have it, but I think it was Loops and Threads again. It was just like this really big and bulky fun yarn. I was trying different like stitches. This is crochet with it. Got this like, I don't know what I wanted to do with this fuzzy faux fur thing. I just love faux fur stuff. I did make a little hat thing of a different fur, and I wanted to remake that, so I'm hoping to redo it as well. So I do like these yarns quite a bit. Tub number 1, she's very heavy, so I'm not gonna hold her up ever again. Bunch of these whack cottons because I just got so many of them back in the day. I have this beautiful green color, which I should make into a top. It should definitely be a top. Leftover of this green from the typical dress. I have this beautiful gray, which again, I think would be really nice to make a top for. Black, which again, could be really used for anything. And then some fun colors. I have here this blue. I have another blue. I don't know. I was feeling ambitious, I think, right here. For some reason bought single skeins of these colors. I don't know. I just felt like this orange was so beautiful. Like on a tropical island, I'm wearing this cute little thing. And then I also really liked this cotton. I think I bought multiple, and I was contemplating making like a little placemat. And then it's just a bunch of these tape yarns. I have literally a billion of them because I wanted to make the rug. I definitely will have leftover, and we'll see what I want to make with them because they are quite nice yarn. And I've been happy because it's been using up so much of this yarn in this tub. 2 more tubs to go. We're so freaking close. This is my Tough Puff yarn from Knitpicks. I bought all this yarn. I was going to make some Hope Macaulay like inspired things, but I eventually found out that none of these things were appropriate for my type of wardrobe. So I don't really know what to do with them. These ones really kind of just stay in my stash and have not moved at all. I have at one point tried to make little felted balls with these to make those little placemats. I do want to finish doing that. I just didn't realize how long felting took. So it's been taking me a really long time, but it's also only really going to take me 0 skeins of this. Anyone wants to buy these from me, I might even just give them away because they just take up so much space. I don't know. She just, like, look at her. She just takes up so much of my room. And probably the worst yarn decision I've ever made. But to end off on a good note, I will just show you all of my mohair. It's actually not a lot. I've used so much of it over the last couple years. I do have miscellaneous unspun Hillesvag I have some Kid Silk Haze I bought on sale, which again, it's just really nice yarn that I'm kind of like, I need a perfect project for. Kid Silk from Hobbii, which I've been meaning to make a slip over with. I have, ooh, I didn't realize I had 4. I have 4 Kid Silk Mohairs to make something with. I've just been, again, I think I just specifically will save things that I feel are more expensive and high-end because I don't know, maybe it's like a weird perfectionist kind of thing, just like wanting to make sure that it has the perfect project to go to. I have some miscellaneous yellow yarn, miscellaneous orange yarn, miscellaneous purple yarn, miscellaneous blue yarn, more miscellaneous ballerina mohair, but again, I love this yarn. I would love to figure out what to do with it, kind of have like a matching set with my mohair blouse. Again, just like more miscellaneous things. I have a couple whites. I have the Rauma Garn in plum. It's in the color 55. A couple beige stuff that is super miscellaneous. They don't go enough together for me to mix it together. And yeah, oh my gosh, I thought I had way more mohair than that, but that makes me feel way better about that. So just wanted to come on here and show you guys the Google spreadsheet that I've made. So this is kind of my road to winding down yarn stash is what I called it. I think it's cute because I'm trying to wind down here. I just have the brand, the base, color, how many I initially bought. I put in here just like the grams, how many grams it is, the total grams, so I can see like how much I have and whether I can make like slip over or sweater or whatever. I put weights because I was like, oh yes, I'm going to be diligent and add this, but honestly I just left them all fingering for the most part because I got lazy. I will just input how many I've used, so I kind of will keep track of how many I use, and then it'll calculate how much I have remaining so I know how much I have, and then I write down kind of the plans. This is honestly so much of the yarn that I currently have. It is alarming and I am embarrassed, but I think it's nice because I'm excited to see this, you know, go down. In this section, this is where I'm like trying to keep track and calculate how much I have. So this is the initial total and the current total. Don't know why this is a 0.5. No one asked me. Initial total is just like the total that I started out with in January of 2024. And then the current total is just everything that's still remaining. So it'll just add up all of the stuff here to see how much I've used skein wise, and then grams wise I've also calculated for some reason, but really you do not need this. I think I was just like, ooh, this is kind of a fun number. Percentage, so it's just the current total divided by the initial total. This is like, as we speak right now, 80.5%. This table is just stuff that I have to manually input, so I forgot to do February and I was late for March, but this is just kind of the update from January 2025. I started out with 82.5 and now we're at 80.5. So in the span of 2 months, I was able to use 2% of my stash, which is not too much, but I think that's still progress. All you would have to do is input the total skein in grams just from here. You would just input it here on this certain date, and then the percentage will calculate, and you can see hopefully slowly it'll go down. If every month I use about 2% of yarn, I could literally do 20% down and I would be at 60%, which is almost half of my stash, which is like mind-blowing. I'm really excited about that, and it's been really nice to have here. I'll add a link for you guys to access the template. Obviously you will have to kind of maneuver stuff around, but for the most part, you know, kind of like bare bone, she's there. Thanks for staying until the end of the video. I hope that wasn't boring. I hope that was kind of interesting. Probably showed you about like 85-90% of the yarn that I have. I would say 10% of it is more just like, again, like the miscellaneous scraps like bits and bobs that don't have labels to them, things that just like aren't easily categorized or just have like so little that it's hard to even specify them as anything. I wanted to show kind of everything just so I could be accountable for the yarn that I bought. You know, maybe we'll do this next year, show you what I have, show you what I used up, progress, see if I kept up with my goal. Hopefully you get to see my spreadsheet. You can see kind of how I've organized my yarn. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, push the notification bell if you want to be notified when I post next. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.